Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know. Well, here's the tale. Tennis is widely known to be a French sport. It dates back to the 12th century when people used handmade balls, and it was then called tennis, which is the verb to hold in French. And people used some pretty wacky material to make the balls with. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur, and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impact with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour Optic Yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the
and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara. Over there, the legend, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Arsenal's 2-goal lead?
Is that all?
Has anyone seen 3-1?
Pathetic. Yeah, after a big weekend FA Cup action, the Premier League is back, starting with talkSPORT's live commentary of the Manchester derby this Saturday lunchtime. Big talking point today leading up to the game. Gareth Southgate getting tipped for the United job in the summer. United fans, would you have him? Is he the man to stabilise the club moving forward? As well, Manchester City fans, this weekend, it is a huge game for you. Are you still in the title race? This is a must-win. Or is it over? 03 717 22 33 44. We're going to talk Spurs, West Ham, as well as another big weekend of action. We want to know as well, what are the worst weather conditions you've ever played football in? Cundy as a belter. Get involved in the show. We can't do it without you. Loads to have. 03 717 22 33 44.
Yo!
You all right, mate?
Hello, matey. How are you?
I'm all right. Nothing's changed. You come in like a, crazed animal. Fist pumping and all this. Putting your arms up in the air. I'm trying to do the opener.
Wires missing, mate. I'm
Wires crossed.
Wires crossed. Where you been?
Where have I
I've
been?
not seen you, mate. What's
I was on
happened?
my stag do that you pied.
I didn't pie, mate.
No, you threw me a massive custard.
No, I didn't. I couldn't
Why didn't
get
you come?
there, mate. No.
Why didn't you come?
Because the lucky Mr. C was working, so I had to, got to make sure.
You're coming up with excuses.
No, that's what happened.
So your missus didn't let you come?
How was it?
Yeah, it was eventful.
Was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good fun.
Any stories you want to tell me about?
Maybe not.
No? Is the future Mrs. O'Hara listening?
Yeah, she hasn't left me.
All right, kids.
She didn't leave, which is
But
good.
she's still there, and
She's still there.
She's a lucky lady, mate.
She picked me up from the airport.
She's a lucky.
And she was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, that was him. Doubled in size.
I was very swollen.
Yeah.
I was swollen. That was good, mate. You missed out.
Yeah.
Terrible excuse.
What?
Your missus not letting you go.
Oh no, I couldn't do it, mate.
Nah, it's poor, mate.
No, I couldn't quite make it. You knew. I told you early doors, mate.
You did tell me early doors, but I weren't happy.
No,
You
mate,
were missed.
No,
Boys wanted you there.
I
All
don't
my
feel-
pals. Where's Cundy?
I don't feel I was missed, mate.
No, well,
No, I don't feel I was missed.
no, you wasn't missed.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's good stag, mate.
is it a good stag?
Yeah. I need every shift I can possibly get on talkSPORT, though. 'Cause I'm absolutely skint.
To dent the bill.
I messaged the missus after about 3 days and said, this stag's cost more than the wedding.
That's outrageous, mate. You can't do it.
Yeah, it was Lionel Messi. It was Lionel Messi.
Well, you expect that. That's what happens on stags, mate.
Yeah.
Here, you made it back.
I've made it back.
I did-
Have you missed me?
Do you know what, mate? I have.
Yeah?
I have missed you, mate. There's been no, all the mistakes and the
All the bad
all the
reads.
bad reads.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, mate, we have missed you on the sports bar, haven't we, Rhino? Yeah, he says yes as well. Yeah. Pass the message on. But how are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
I mean, I spoke to you last night.
Yeah. Yeah, but what you messaged me was just like, it's just
What did I
so you.
message
You was like, did you mess it up?
No,
That's basically what you said.
no, I didn't say that.
You did.
No,
And I was like, what do you mean?
no, I didn't say that. No, but I spoke to you last night on the show.
Oh, you did come on last night.
I
Yeah,
did
but
come on.
No one
Yeah.
cares.
No, well, what'd you get me on then?
Because you were begging to come on.
I wasn't begging.
You wanted to talk about the Chelsea.
Chelsea got beat. I'm never begging to come on. Chelsea get beat, mate.
How was it? What happened?
Got beat.
What happened?
Yeah,
What happened?
got beat, mate. Got beat. Got beat up.
You got slapped.
We got a bit of a slap in at 3-2. You know, we did. And actually, if I was a gooner right now, I'd be like a little bit annoyed and frustrated and a bit disappointed that the tie isn't over. It should be over.
Do you know what's
4-1,
what's
it's over.
pathetic was that when you phoned us up last night, you was happy with losing 3-2.
What do you mean phone you up? I didn't phone you up.
You did phone us up.
No, let me tell you now. There's no...
No, you did. You 100%. You went, I'm in the car.
No.
I'm nearly home.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm replying to a message. There's no way I phoned anyone
You
up.
did. You phoned up. You phoned the TalkSPORT number.
I didn't phone the talkSPORT number.
It
honestly.
did come through. It just come up. Idiot.
You're such an idiot. So there's no way I'm phoning up to come on and get beat. Absolutely no way. No.
You were happy with 3-2. Yeah, you know what? I'll take that.
Do you know what?
I'll
That's...
take that. What do you mean take that? You got
No.
beat at home.
I'm very uncomfortable by admitting that's the truth. Uncomfortably, yes, I did take 3-2 as a positive result, bearing in mind how well Arsenal played, how poor we were in certain parts, and how disappointing our first 11 was. You know, this is our three best players were missing, 2 through injury, 1 through Casado being going around being, he got that. He actually got. Can you believe this? Right.
Go on.
The reason he got suspended. Listen to this. The reason he got suspended, Casado, is because he gave the referee a sarcastic clap against Cardiff in the previous round. And that's a thing that really frustrates me about the previous manager, Enzo Maresca. Don't give silly cards away. And that is the reason he missed the game last night. Learn from it. Grow up. That's my. But then the other two, Cole missing injury, Reece missing injury. Now, look, we're probably Arsenal the best side in the country. We're behind the 8 ball. But, before you start with that rubbish, good. We're in the tie and we shouldn't be. And we should not be in the tie. But we're back in it. Come on, Chelsea. Come on. Turn up. Rock up to Arsenal.
You're not rocking up anywhere, mate.
Give them a couple of slaps.
You're not slapping Arsenal.
No, we might give 1 slap.
Yeah, and they'll give you 3.
Yeah, make that. No, but do you know what? It's so weird because the first goal that we give away, honestly, I said to you last night, the Ben,
Oh, Flapper Harrison goal.
Yeah, and he's come out and he's been good for us recently, and and then that to happen so early on in the game. Do you know what I think Arsenal have got? I think Arsenal got a bit of a Jedi over other teams because Arsenal get a corner. It's a little bit like Ronaldo having a free kick on the edge of the box. Remember that, where, or Messi, right? Remember that area, that zone outside the box where it's left of centre, right of centre, and you've got someone that can take a free kick, maybe 7 yards, 8 yards outside the box. You know that area where you go, oh my God. Arsenal do that with corners now. And I think there is an element of the I certainly felt the first set piece, Arsenal corners. They are formidable. They're a unit, and I think they've got fear in other teams.
Well, they put the ball in a good area all the time.
Yeah, but that's fine. Putting the ball in the good area, that should be a prerequisite. Then you get challenge for the ball. Ben White hasn't even had to jump, mate. He's done a little pogo stick. Another little pogo stick as a kid. Jumped up, hit it, goal. Nothing. No one else jumped. He's the only one that jumped in the box. The only one. And then you got Sanchez. That's not typical, mate. Come on, that's not. He's got to come the second goal, come down, claim it, set Chelsea in the tank.
No, the second goal's a joke.
The second one, I can't defend that.
Honestly,
I can't do it. And then we somehow get ourselves back into it. And then the next 5 minutes, we had a right go, and Arsenal, and they weathered the storm. And then they went 3-1. I'm like, okay, that's it. We got our noses back into the game. Somehow we're going to make a fist of this. 3-1 over, and then we get back into it again. And so I think we got away with it a little bit, and I feel uncomfortable saying this, but after the game I saw, I take 3-2. I'm not. Feels weird saying it against Arsenal. We used to give them lots of slaps, and they've turned into the side that we were 10, 15 years ago, and we've turned into the side they were 10, 15 years ago. Anyway, it's alive. Up the Chelsea.
It's alive, but I wouldn't say it's that alive. Anyway,
mate.
No one cared for that 5 minute.
Why'd you ask me then?
I asked you what you was up to, and you just, you bored me with talking about Chelsea. But let's talk about some proper football clubs. Manchester United, Man City.
Yep.
There's been loads of talk about the derby that's coming up at the weekend. Earlier today, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, he joined the boys on breakfast, weighed in on who he thinks will be the next Man United manager, suggesting that Gareth Southgate, the perfect choice.
I think personally he would be great at Man United because he is good with the press, he's good with the players, he's good with young players. He knows the game inside and out. I think he will stabilize them. He won't be up and down like Amorim was. I think he will be great. But does he want to take it? If he is offered it, I don't know.
That's Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Gareth Southgate. Obviously, look, they've got Michael Carrick in probably till the end of the season. Goldstein was not having it. He weren't happy about Gareth Southgate at all. I have to say, I don't think it's the worst. I think Jimmy he's not far off it there.
No. So if Southgate was going to come in, this was the time Southgate was going to come in. Next season, Man United, they've got to go big, mate.
Why have they got to go big?
Because they are.
Is Gareth Southgate not a big manager?
No, he's not. He's not an elite. He's not. I'm thinking at the level of Tuchel, that level, Ancelotti.
But Tuchel's got the same job that Gareth Southgate just had.
Yeah, but he's a better manager.
Well, we'll see.
No, who is?
Well, yeah.
Tuchel or Southgate?
What? Well, Tuchel's, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Tuchel's a better manager.
Right,
but we don't know yet. Got World Cup coming up. We don't know how good Gareth Southgate is because he hasn't managed a top club at club level.
Gareth Southgate done so well for England, and I feel for him because he's taken England so far, but he just stumbled and fell at the last hurdle. In terms of Manchester United, they need to. I just feel they need, certainly the owners they've got and where they want to go, the players they're buying. They need to think again. Chelsea are going in a different direction, right? Chelsea have decided to go in a different direction, buying younger players, maturing players, and then seeing what a potential looks like. Man United aren't in that field.
No.
United are buying players that are now on the cusp of potential. The likes of Mbeumo, the likes of Cunha. Those players, we know what they've got under the bonnet. We know what they can look like. Now you've gone to a big club, go and impress. I think they need a manager now to harness that. And I wouldn't be going.
Don't you think Gareth Southgate is a very stable manager?
Yes, he is, but that's
he gets the best out of a group of players.
I just
young young players.
I don't see
the best out of them.
I think
good in interviews.
Gareth has got
to handle.
Gareth has got a place in the Premier League. It's not at United.
I don't know, mate. England's a big job, right?
I
think he handled that situation brilliantly well.
He was
coming under so much scrutiny. We've seen
outstanding.
Amorim, who goes in there and stumbles because you don't realise how big that job is until you're in it.
No, he was outstanding.
Gareth Southgate wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah, I don't see it.
No?
No, I don't see it.
I don't think it's the worst shout.
Look, if you're asking me, if I'm Ratcliffe, am I giving that job to Gareth Southgate? Absolutely no way.
No?
I'm not. No. This is a football club that needs more. I mean, I see the credentials you're talking about, but right now, no, I don't see it, mate. I just can't get my head around it.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this. Would you be surprised if we find out in 3 weeks' time Gareth Southgate's been given a 4-year contract to be manager?
No, I wouldn't be.
I would be. I'll be stunned.
I don't think there's that many top managers out there.
No, but I don't think Southgate is okay, that I agree with, but I also don't agree that Southgate's the next cab off the rank.
Mm. All right. Look, loads to talk about. Obviously, Man United fans can have your say. It's been a talking point of the day. We're going to talk about weather conditions as well, because we was outside having a little pre-chat meeting with a glass of wine.
Yeah. Oh!
Well, you know.
Whoa.
And we was just talking about weather conditions, because it is bad out there.
Do you know what?
And I was like, this weather is awful. And you were like, no, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I remember playing at Loftus Road.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad, right? So I played, so that everyone listening to this has been, as a kid or a younger human, the coldest they've ever been, right? And it's not that cold now. It's not. It's not, Jay.
It's a storm out there.
No, it's not cold. Storm. We've all played, right? And everyone listening to this has been like in shorts, like in the playground, doing PE, forced to run in like there's a blizzard, play football, rugby, not cricket because they don't play cricket. But there are so many other examples of the coldest day on earth, right?
Yeah.
My coldest day on earth, I remember it. I was at St Albans playing for Spurs as reserves.
Of course you were.
I can't remember playing against
the Rezzies.
Right? And
how old were you?
Mate, we came out for the second half, Jay, right? And our studs, you could hear us coming across the pitch. That's how cold it was. The pitch was frozen. It was unbelievably cold. Out there's not cold, Jay. It's not cold, mate. I don't think so.
That's the coldest you've ever been at St Albans?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I've got some as well. Been to some cold places.
Go on.
Played football in, Stoke away, mate, on Tuesday night. And you walk out and it whistles.
Was it a Tuesday?
It was a Tuesday.
Is it colder on a Tuesday up there?
It feels like it's always cold, but on a Tuesday it feels extra cold.
Yeah.
Tony Pulis, gaffer, wind fizzing through the side of the stadium. You know, like what? Just build a stadium that don't.
Yeah, it's got gaps either side.
Gaps either side, mate. Baltic up there. I remember walking out thinking, yeah, this is not going to go well.
No.
That's the worst. If you've been in cold conditions, you played in some cold places.
Skiing doesn't count, but
no, it's got to be in the UK. It's got to be UK. When's the coldest you've ever been in the UK? Watching a football match, playing a football match, or doing something? Just tell us. 03 717 22 3344. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We'll be looking ahead to the big one this weekend. The mighty Spurs face West Ham. We want to know when the coldest you've ever been is. 03717 223344. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank joined the breakfast show this morning, suggested Gareth Southgate would be a good fit. Let's listen to Andy Goldstein reacting to the comments, though, this evening.
At the moment, we've got Michael Carrick. Stability.
I didn't mention for Carrick.
Hold on. To the end of the season. When the season ends, a new manager needs to come in and start building.
And that's Gareth.
Are you joking, mate?
No, it's Gareth.
No. Honestly. It's not going to happen. 03717 2233.
You'll get a couple of Man United fans that agree.
No, I won't get any. Not real ones.
Would you pause your
Yeah, I will. If Gareth Southgate becomes a Man United manager, I will pause my support until he goes. I will.
So what happened to backing your manager at all costs? You said about Liam just now.
About what?
Like the fans should back him.
Yeah, you're right. Well, if you're a Chelsea fan, you want to pause your support, you've got my blessing.
Oh, you are disgusting.
I will pause my support. And when we talk about Man United, I go, someone supports them.
He is a disgrace.
Absolute disgrace.
He is a charlatan.
Absolute disgrace, Goldstein.
Charlatan.
You cannot pause. What do you mean pause your support? That's disgusting stuff.
Sums him up, doesn't it?
No,
really?
well, that you can't pause your support. That doesn't make sense. You support, come whatever the weather, whatever the conditions, you support your team. Can't pause it, mate.
Let's go to Sam, who's a Man United fan. All right, Sam.
Sam,
Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm all right, Sammy. Look, obviously it's been a bit of a talking point today, Gareth Southgate. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I came on the last show and said that you can't judge him or he's done with England. What I meant by that is he's not winning anything, but because of what he's created, he gave us hope again. He gave us togetherness. He let the players come, and I believe we need the players knowing to what it takes to play for the club badge again, and he's the right man to do that.
So you'd be happy with Gareth Southgate?
Yeah, I mean, if Carrick comes in now until the end of the season, that's good. I don't know if he's going to give him on. I don't mind Southgate. I don't think that's a bad show. How long are you giving him contract-wise? What's the contract length? Well, you've got to give him. He's a former national team. What are you giving him? Oh, a couple of years. No one signs a couple of years. Give me a length of contract.
Well, the length of contract is irrelevant.
No, but I want to know how invested he is. Well, you just said a couple of years. If you walked in, right, Sammy, and you're sitting there and you're Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and then Gareth Southgate says, "What's the length of the contract?" And you're a couple of years.
How much you paying me?
What are you paying, Sam?
Well, I'm asking you. You're Ratcliffe.
Oh, sorry.
How much you paying me?
I don't want you.
Oh, you've just said a couple of years, but
no, but I'm being Sammy now.
Who are you being here?
Who do you want me to be?
I want you to be the big rat.
The big rat. I'm the big rat. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Southgate.
Right, okay. All right, Gareth.
Sammy's my assistant manager.
All right, Sammy, you ready for this conversation?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Right, okay. All right, Gareth, how you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, good. Yeah, but out of a job, looking for something. You know.
Oh, okay, what are you doing
Need
here?
a project.
Right, what are you doing here?
Well, you know, I've been listening to talkSPORT. Right. Everyone says that maybe I'm the right man for the job.
Who's your assistant?
Sammy.
All right, Sammy.
Jason.
No, I'm Ratcliffe. Sammy, let's do that again, right? I'm Ratcliffe, right? Okay, we're doing this again. Let's start again. Go. All right, Gareth, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Yeah, you know, I'm in for the job.
Right,
I've got my assistant. Sammy's alongside me. I'm bringing him in. What we thinking?
I'll have a chat. Sammy, how you doing?
Good afternoon, John. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. What are you bringing to the table?
we're bringing hope, togetherness, and to fight for to be back in same Man United again.
Tactically, how are you setting us up?
Let my assistant, let my head coach decide that.
Yeah,
Gareth?
You've lost Gareth the job.
Sammy, you've killed me.
Sammy, come on.
Huh? You've just cost me 10 million.
I'm a fan. Listen, I'm a fan.
No, you're an assistant. You just messed it up. You ballsed it.
Sammy, you're in the hot seat. Your chance to impress there, Sammy. Do you want to do it again?
I'm a fan.
Do you want to do it one more time, Sammy?
No, I'm a fan. I want Southgate.
I know, but you want to be assistant. A minute ago, you're the assistant.
I'm not an assistant. I used to coach under 10s.
There they go then.
You're perfect.
Perfect for the job. Get him in.
Yeah, 8-year contract.
8 years. 10 mil. There you go.
Oh.
Listen, I agree with Sammy. I think Gareth Southgate's not a bad... I don't think he's a bad shout. How many great managers are out there right now?
I just
available.
Look, I know a lot of people say the same thing about Chelsea. They don't see, Liam Rossini as Chelsea's manager, and I hear it and I see it. I don't see Southgate as Man United's manager. I just don't see it. I just can't see it. For where you are, where they are, I'm not just...
All right.
I think there's a place for Gareth in the Premier League. I don't see it at United. I could be wrong, but I don't see it.
Right. Well, look, Sammy, I agree with you. I think you'd be a decent manager. We have been talking about cold weather as well. We had a few calls on this. Mark, the Coventry fans, phoned us up. Right, Mark.
Mark.
All right, guys. How's it going?
All right, Mark. Now, Cundy don't think it's cold. It's like a storm out in London tonight. It's shocking. And we've all played in some terrible conditions. I remember Stoke away. Cundy remembers St Albans away for the Tottenham reserves. Subs him up. Have you got anything for us?
Well, firstly, as a fan going to Stoke, it's freezing even when it's like 30 degrees in the sunshine at Stoke. So I don't know what it is, but it's Baltic there all the time. But I used to play for my county back in the day, many years ago. We were in a quarter-final. It was in the middle of like February at some point. Seemed all right when we first started playing. It wasn't frosty. But about 10 minutes in, the snow started coming down. And I think we were about 3 or 4-0 up at that point, even after about 15 minutes. The snow kept coming. The referee was proper old school. He was getting the linesmen to take the snow off the white lines. And the fans on the side were starting to look like snowmen. As I mean fans, I mean parents, unwillingly just watching us in the cold weather. And, we played through. I think we ended up winning 15-1 or something like that. And we were asking the ref, come on, let's call it a day, will you? Even the parents were at the time. And essentially, we got home. My mum wasn't, I think she had a cold or something, but due to being in the extreme weather, literally, you could not see from one end of the pitch to the other, and we played on. These kids were like, what do they wear these days? The old skins and all that. We had none of that. None of it. We were old school, just shirts and socks and shorts, and that was it. And we were Baltic. Everyone walked off, freezing their proverbials, and a couple of days later, my mum came down with pneumonia. But we did win in the end, so it was all right. But, that was extreme.
How's your mum now?
Oh, she's absolutely good as gold. No problem. That was like, we're going back 25 years.
I know.
I'm 48 now, so but I remember it still as if like everyone was stood on the sideline, sticking it out there, and it was absolutely awful. But that's one of the. I've got another one as well, but I'm sure you've got other people calling.
Nah, leave it.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Marky, listen, thanks.
Cheers, Marky Mark.
Thanks for your call. I remember playing at. Have you ever played at Wingate and Finchley?
Might have done, mate.
My mate, it is Baltic round there. And I remember walking out Billericay, Wingate. I think it was a Wednesday night. Essex Senior Cup game or whatever. It was a London Cup.
Good comp.
Good comp, mate. Good comp. Wingate and Finchley. We go down there. And you know when you walk on the pitch and it's like walking on a car park.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you can hear your studs.
Yeah, you can.
It's grass,
and it's like, what? Come on, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? And the ref, the ref starts bouncing the ball.
Do you remember the key used to come out? The key. Then get the key in the ground.
And you're like, ref, right? You can't be playing this game. Like, what's going on, right? The ball's he bounces the ball. It bounces 20 foot up in the air. You know, like, no, it'll be all right. Be all right. We'll play. Like literally 10 minutes into the game, everyone's skidding around, falling all over the gaff. Our score, we go 1-0 up.
Own goal?
Go 1-0 up. All of a sudden, I'm going to the ref. Ref, we've got to carry on. Got to carry on, ref. Carry on. Game gets cancelled.
Yeah.
Fuming.
Yeah, the pitches, mate. That's the one at lower levels, the grassroots, mate. You can't be playing nice.
So everyone goes with Astro now, right?
Yeah. Do it. Or weather.
Didn't you play at Loftus Road? Didn't you tell me a story about Loftus Road about being freezing?
Oh no, that was roasting. Oh no, it's the hottest I've ever been, Loftus Road. We do that on. It's not my best story. No, it's not my best, mate.
All right, well,
we come back. Don't hang around for it.
Don't hang around for it.
I wouldn't bother. If you want to listen to the hottest game I've ever played in, tune in after this.
Okay. He calls it, talking about United, talking about how cold you've ever been at a football match. 03 717 22 33 44. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. Now, this story, he told me it earlier. Unbelievable story. It's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
Cundy's story about Loftus Road is out there. I mean, like, plug your ear holes. Get ready for this one.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. What are you doing? What are you doing this?
No, you said it's a great story.
No, I didn't. I said don't hang around for it. It's
No,
not the
you
best.
had the whole bar, the Redwood, mate. They loved it.
I didn't, mate. What do you want me to do?
I want you to tell it.
Right. It was when I can't remember what season it was, right? But it was anyone that's been to Loftus Road in like the first 2 or 3 games of the season when it's baking.
Yeah.
That place gets no air. It's all the stands are closed in. I was at Ipswich.
Resis?
Mate. No, not this time, mate. Honestly, it was unbelievable. It was about 110 degrees on the pitch. About 110 degrees. It was absolutely roasting.
Yeah, like your soles of your feet burning.
It was, you come out and the mic or the oven, you know, the oven door, and that it hit you. And when I told this story, right, I was with Benty doing Drive, right? And Benty was telling a story about the time he's been the hottest, and he said, he's been the Maracana, right?
The American.
And I pulled out Loftus Road.
Is it up there?
Loftus, Maracana? Oh, I reckon it would have been.
No, Loftus Road.
Oh, sorry, I say it was this day, mate. It was. I promise you now, this day.
About all the places
tell you
think about being hot, I wouldn't think Loftus Road.
No, you wouldn't have thought so. But this day was at about 120 degrees.
120 degrees.
It was.
Pitch side.
It was.
Did you start?
It's got 10. Yeah, of course it did.
How'd you play?
I don't know. Do you know what? I'll have a look through now. I'll find out the result. I can't remember. Right? It was unbelievably hot, mate. It was so hot. But you know, summer's coming. Have you noticed, by the way, how all of a sudden now the evening's getting lighter?
It's like the worst story ever.
And I told you don't hang around.
No, you said it was the best story ever.
I definitely did. Boring. That's fair enough. No, but have you noticed now how the evening's getting lighter? Have you seen that?
What are you on about?
Mate, honestly, so
what are you on about?
Right, I watched the night sky.
What?
Right, so about 4:10, about 3 weeks ago, pitch dark.
Yeah.
Now, as you get to 4 o'clock, you're thinking, oh my God, look, it's still quite light.
Well, it's not rocket science, Chase. It's how the world works.
That's what I'm
it
saying.
gets lighter.
But have you noticed? That's the question.
No, I've not noticed.
Right, well, notice. Have a look.
Why do I need to notice?
Because summer's coming.
What do you mean? It's January.
Spring is around the corner. Mate, we've only... I reckon we've got about... I'm going to have a guess at like 56 days until spring. It's not long, mate. 56 days. And then the World Cup, that starts, what is it, the 13th of June? 12th of June? Mate, summer's on its way.
The 12th of March is in 56 days.
Right, okay. 66 days then. I wasn't far away.
Miles off it.
I'm not. Mate, spring is on its way.
It's freezing and it's January.
Well, I tell you what, how about you cheer up and think about the hot weather and the good weather to come? Don't talk about...
I've just had hot weather. I've been in Dubai.
You haven't, yeah.
It's hot out there, let me tell you.
Yeah, okay.
in every...
Anyway, everyone should get buoyed by the thought that actually spring is on its way and so summer, so's the World Cup. Right. We're not a million miles away now. We've got over that hump. You know the hump? Where you go to like the longest day in the year, I think it's the 21st of March, December. Once you get past that, everything changes. Mate, we're on the other side of the hump.
Brilliant. Great story. Let's go to Simon, who's a Man United fan. All right, Si?
Hey, guys, you okay?
All right, Si. Where are you phoning us from? Indianapolis?
I am indeed, yeah.
Is it cold there?
Mate, it's at the minute it's -3, but clear blue skies. But when it gets cold here, oh man, it gets so cold.
Yeah.
Like in earlier December, we had a wind chill of -25 degrees.
Oh, it's nasty stuff.
-25.
Is that the wind chill factor, or is that actually?
Yeah. It's blowing down right down from Canada. Then we get the lake effect. And then -25 degrees. But in the summer, you can get up to 110. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's nuts. How can it go from that to that? That's amazing.
It's all. I'm not going to like a geography lesson like you've just given us, Jason. But it's basically to do with the what's it called, the jet stream, and how that. So you've got the hot weather pushing up from the Gulf, and the cold weather coming down from the north, and it traps in between. So that's how it works. Yeah.
It's all about a jet stream.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Go on, tell us about Man United.
First of all, there's something I need to clarify. I rang you about 6 months ago, and it was Jason and Jermaine Pennant on. Yeah. And you may recall it. I was calling you about going to an Oasis concert with a bucket hat.
Yeah.
I did wear the sky blue bucket hat.
Oh, yeah, you had the Man City bucket hat. You're a Man United fan. Yeah, disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I tried to send I was ashamed, but I still sent a photo in and no one acknowledged it. But anyway.
Who'd you send it to?
I tagged in Jamie on Instagram. Put it on Instagram.
And he's horrible. He ain't going to reply to that
on there.
Honestly, it don't.
I reply to as many people as I can, but I didn't see that one. I wasn't even on the show.
What do you mean?
It was Cundy and Pennant.
No. Sorry, it was Jamie.
Oh,
it was Jamie.
Yeah, no, I actually do remember that.
Yeah.
I did throw your custard.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Anyway.
So you're a Man United fan, you're a Man City hat.
Yeah, he did, yeah. To an Oasis
Yes,
concert.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It
Good
was
concert, though.
disgusting.
Good
I
concert.
don't think I can take you seriously now. Go on, tell us. Go on.
You're going to talk about Southgate?
Yeah, I'm with you, Jason. Listen, what he accomplished at England, I'd take my hat off.
Yep.
Incredible what he did and where he got England to.
What hat? The Man City
what
one?
we need to understand is that
Brutal. You asked for that, to be fair. You did ask for
I
that.
did. I walked right into that one.
You did, yeah.
No,
yeah.
but the England job, though, it's a part-time job, isn't it? Because you're selectable on players. You're not actually managing the players.
Right.
It's completely different than what it is at club level. But what has he achieved at club level to get him into a club of Man United status? Because why has he not already been picked up if that's the case?
Yeah, but hold on a minute. He was an England manager for, 7 years? Yeah. You know, so you say, what club job has he got? Well, he was the England manager.
That is a bit disrespectful, to be fair. Yeah, Gareth's done an unbelievable job.
Hear what I'm saying, though. Hear what I'm saying. You don't have to go in the transfer market. You can cherry pick players.
No, I understand what you're saying, but but managers don't need to do that at club level anymore. The director of football does all that. He's just there to coach a team, get the best out.
Yeah, don't get me started on them job roles. Wow. Yeah, they do not work.
Well, Gareth Southgate likes them. He said he don't mind them.
Okay, well, but yeah, I just don't think he's right. I just don't think he's right. I think he's got to go and. What did he do before? Was it Middlesbrough? Was that before? Is that right?
You can't judge him on that. It was at the start of his coaching career. It was at the start, and then he took over the under-21s, and then he became the England manager.
Sorry, can we just have this conversation? Do we know for a fact that Gareth actually wants to be a manager again?
Well,
I don't know whether we know that. There's all the evidence that I've seen and read. There is nothing to suggest that he wants to be a club manager. Now, he may well do.
You take the Man United job.
Yeah, he's taken the job, yeah.
Do you know? You're like, come on.
Well, why has he not been picked up, though, since? Well, that's what I don't understand.
Well, I don't think he... Well, I think he's probably been offered jobs and he's probably thought it ain't the right job for him. I think I think we've got to remember the fact that Gareth did do a brilliant job. I know he didn't win, the major tournament.
Where he took England to.
But where he took that, England side to, and what he'd done... it's very hard to win a tournament every 2 years.
Yeah, what he did with England was phenomenal. You know, the way that he brought the people together. But
isn't that what Man United need?
Well, listen, I'm with Man United. I'm sick and tired of the old players, talking about how it used to be and all this and all that.
Yeah, I agree.
Them days have gone. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Them days have gone. We got to move on. But it just needs someone to rally up the troops. I don't actually think personally that the team is that bad, but for some reason they just can't play together.
No, I agree with what you're saying there. I mean, look, they're all legends of the game. The Nevilles and the Keanes and Scholes, Rooney, and they're all entitled to have their opinion on Man United because they've been there and done it. But it does feel like even when Fletcher come in, right, and he goes, "I phoned Fergie and asked him if I should take it as an honour." Like, drop me out. Like, come on, the club's moved on, the football's moved on. I feel like you need to move with the times. It's a completely different football club to what it was when they was all there. Now, I get they can still have their opinion, but I do feel like the club still lives in the past. Even when they're talking about interim managers, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Michael Carrick, it's like, it's
a little bit go back to what you're used to and what you know. I think that is what... do we know what we're going to get? I think that is where... And I think it's the right call. Because in the summer, the pool of managers will be far bigger.
Are Man United the only club that this happens to? I don't see Liverpool do it. I don't see Arsenal. Arsenal ain't going to go back to Arsene Wenger, are they?
No,
I just don't feel like it's ever going to happen. Tottenham are not going to go back to Martin Yole.
All of those clubs are in a very different place. Very different place. But right now, I think it's the right call. If you, like I said the other day, if you sack a manager halfway through the season, it's a bad thing. It's never a good thing. It may well be for the future, the better the club, but right here, right now. And when a manager leaves a club, certainly in January, like my club have been through, it's not a good thing. And you've then got, and this clearly has happened quickly. This is something they've not planned for. They've not got a contingency plan. There's no one they're thinking, he's the next manager, let's get him. I think it's the right thing to do. Wait until the summer and then move.
All right, Si, thanks for your call. Keep them coming in. We're going to talk about Man City as well. We'll talk about Spurs, West Ham. We have been asking as well, the coldest you've ever been in the UK at a football match. 03 717 22 33 44. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, going to be joined by our transfer guru, Ben Jacobs, to see where Callum Wilson could be off to. We'll also hear some inspirational stuff from Chelsea manager Liam Rosenior. We've heard Goldstein's reaction to Southgate. Let's get Darren Bent's reaction on today's drive.
The most high-pressure job in this country is the England gaffer, right? Would you agree with that? In terms of high pressure, everyone's on his case. It's the England job.
No.
Every single person in this country has an opinion, right? I think so. He's got the personality to deal with big players and a club like Man United, which is obviously one of the biggest in the world. All eyes are always on Manchester United. Because he's had the experience with England, I don't think it'd be the worst appointment for Manchester United. Just for maybe it might be short term, but just to get the club to a stable position.
Yeah, that was Benty. Let's go to Colin in the shed, Man United fan. All right, Cole.
Right, Cole.
Hello, boys. How are we?
I'm all right, mate. You in the shed?
I am in the shed, yes.
It's a bit stormy out there, Cole. I'm going to take off, is it?
Not too bad. Not too bad here in the Midlands, and keeping warm. But Jamie, you gotta have your head wobbled. Honest to God, Jason, you're absolutely spot on. Southgate. And I just want to go back, Jamie, to what you said when England were playing. That Gareth Southgate, his tactical nous is pathetic, and you said that. And Jamie, you said the same, and everybody else has said the same. He has not got the tactical nous, and he's nowhere near good enough for Man United. And I see him at Tottenham next.
Tottenham? I don't think he'd take the Tottenham job, mate.
Well, it's going to be coming up, isn't it? I mean, Tottenham can't go on forever. If they lose on Sunday,
Gareth Southgate's a better manager than Ruben Amorim.
I'm not saying he's not. No,
right, so...
didn't like the way he was inflexible with his team selection and not going for 4 at the back when he was obvious not long before he actually finished. He went to back 4 at the back and we looked all right. So he's not good enough. I'm sorry, he ain't good enough, and I don't want him. And I would not be going to the ground to see United if he's a manager.
I think that's harsh, Colin. Look, I agree.
No, I'll still support him. I mean, he was frustrated me with England. I mean, he should have won 2 cups. There's no doubt about it. And it was down to tactical problems that he has. He is not tactically good. He's a great man manager. He's a great guy with the actual press. And I thank him for what he did for England, because he made us proud of England again. Great. He is not a good club manager at that level, and that is obvious.
Cole, where's the coldest you've ever been?
Right, I was going to tell you a little story very quickly. When I was a youngster, I got a trial for Man United, and
did you?
My mum,
what position?
Left wing.
Right, give me so that everyone else listening to this, myself and Jay, a left winger in the past, we can go, oh, that's what Colin looked like. Are you like a?
Yeah.
Go on.
I was quick.
Yeah, go on. Quick. Give us the name of a player that we can identify with. Are you a bit of a Ryan Giggs?
Yeah, I was a Giggsy sort of.
Giggsy.
Was he left-footed?
Giggsy.
Yeah, I was left-footed. I was a bit bigger than Giggs, and I eventually moved to the back 4.
So Andy Reid.
I had a great game. It was snowing, and I can tell you, if either of you played at this ground, you know what I'm talking about. The game was at Oldham Athletics Boundary Park.
Yep.
And it was snowing, and we thought, there's no way they're going to play this, because in Manchester it was all right, but by the time you got up to the penalty...
What year is this, Cole?
69-70. And it was snowing. It was just before they got the plastic pitch.
69-70?
Yeah.
What, 1969, 1970?
Not 1869, no, 1969.
I know, but the plastic pitch was in the 90s.
Yeah, no, plastic pitch. They had the first plastic pitch with QPR.
Yeah, in the 80s then.
Yeah, they had it well before.
Okay, what year
else
did Boundary Park have the plastic pitch?
Yeah, it was just before they had it. I think they had it in the early 70s, and it was an absolute.
Are you sure about that, Cole?
Under concrete. Yeah, honestly.
Are you saying they?
You sat in your shed lying, Cole.
Cole, are you? No, mate. I think you're wrong there, mate. We're in the 70s.
Yeah, in 70s they had a plastic pitch, mate. Honestly,
right. So anyway, what's this trial? So you was on trial. This was your trial.
I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, trial. I had a great game. We won 10-1 basically.
86. Cole, 86. The Boundary Park was plastic pitch.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Why are you lying?
Then. I sound connected. Right. But it was snowy up there. And if you've ever played at Oldham Athletic, you'll know how cold it is there, even in the summer.
Yep.
And there was a snowstorm. I can still see my mum's in the stands with a brolly up full of snow. It was absolutely awful. And it was about -4, -5 with a snowstorm coming in. And we won 10-1.
Yeah.
And I never got picked.
Why didn't you get picked then? If you won 10-1, what did you do wrong?
You just said you're Ryan Giggs a minute ago.
Well, I tell you what, what astounded me, the fullback that played against me, believe it or not, he got picked. He didn't make it. I didn't make it. He didn't make it. But he got picked to the next round of trials, and I never got picked. But
any regrets from that game, Cole?
No, mate. No, I've had a great life, and I played semi-pro, so I'm happy.
Right. Okay. What could you have done better though? If you had to pick apart your own performance on that day, what would the Colin now say to the young Colin?
Well, my young lad also played, and he's named Colin as well. But if I'd have had better coaching, to be honest, because I was still.
So you're blaming the coaches?
No. I was naive. I did what I thought I had to do. I did what I was told to do. But I had a coach called Jackson who was very good. He produced about 5 or 6 pro players. Mullen from City, the goalkeeper, the back goalkeeper, he played for us. Keith Newton played for our school team before us. Paul Hart played for our school team. So we had quite a lot of players who played pro football. Burt Whistle Brown, Golder, they played for Stockport and Leeds. So it was a football school.
Sounds like it. Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah.
But I just think if as a young lad you just go out and play, don't you? You're just told to go out and play.
True.
But if you got coached better, maybe I made it. But broken leg a couple of times, and that finished my game.
No. I feel for you, Cole.
Yeah.
Good call.
Right.
Cheers, buddy.
Cole, thanks for your call. He was just garbage, wasn't he?
No, he had.
110-1. He was the worst player in the team.
Oh, you didn't say
110-1, and the right back he played against got picked. They 110-1. And the right back he played against got picked.
He just seems like Ryan Giggs.
Bigger Ryan Giggs did get picked. He's had a stinker, and he just a bad player, Cole.
I don't want to say anything.
All right, keep your calls coming in. When's the coldest you've ever been? 03717 22 3344.
Hamilton, now at Ferrari, dares to dream of a record 8th F1 world title. The Tifosi will be hoping the Brits can bring glory back to Italy. To many, Ferrari and Formula One are inseparable. They're the only team in the sport today to have competed in the first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history, and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than...
Good evening. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. Going to be joined by our transfer guru, Ben Jacobs, to see where Callum Wilson could be off to. We've got Chelsea manager Liam Ress Sr. with some inspirational stuff as well. But first, we've been talking about Goldstein and Southgate, Darren Bent's reaction. We want your reaction on whether he would be a good fit. We've also asked what the coldest story or the coldest time you've ever been is. 03 717 2233 4. We're going to also build up Tottenham v West Ham.
Irons.
Massive game.
Irons.
How are you thinking? This is El Crapico? El Sakico,
all of that, mate. Yeah. I cannot think what the world would look like if Spurs get beat here. I cannot imagine where your head will be or where any Spurs fan's head will be.
We cannot lose this game.
No, you have to win it.
This is a must-win game.
A draw is a terrible result.
No, we have to win this game, and we have to win it convincingly.
Well, with a
performance.
Yeah.
I don't think it really strengthens Thomas Frank's position either. That's the thing, because it's a game we should win, and it's a game he has to win.
Yep.
I don't think it really gets him out of the doghouse.
No, of course it doesn't. No, but it's a game, win it, and it keeps the wolf from the door.
And I feel like, look, Conor Gallagher, he has to start. Put him straight in the team. Yep. Just on Conor Gallagher, because I haven't spoke to you. Good signing?
I like Conor. There's a lot to like. I mean, Conor is one of those, a bit of a throwback. He's one of those that works and works and works. Technically, he's very good. He's not a creator. He's not like a Maddison, or he's not like someone you play with, Modric, so he's not that player. But what he will get, he will drive you forward and he will encourage others. I was disappointed when Conor left Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan, and I didn't want to see him leave, but for whatever reason, the club sold him. He moved, and you've got to look after your own career. But I think it's a great signing. Yeah, really, I'm pleased for Conor because he's going athletic, and he's done. From what I know, he done okay. His England career is in the balance. I think that's probably one of the reasons he's come back here now, just to try and get back in the face and be front and centre of Thomas Tuchel's mind.
Let's go to Liam, who's a West Ham fan. All right, Liam.
Irons. Yeah, how are we, guys?
All right,
matey. You ready for a spanking at the weekend?
Well, it could be Spursy, couldn't it?
We've had your pants down now recently, haven't we?
Well, it is what it is, isn't it? You know, the thing is, no one knows no more, do they? We're West Ham, we're terrible, and so are Tottenham at the moment, isn't we? You know.
Yous are really bad, though.
Pardon?
Yous are really bad.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. Where have we gone from? You know, I was staunch. Well, still staunch West Ham. We always staunch West Ham. You know, we moved over to this place, and we were sold to soul.
This place, you can't even name the ground. Can't even bring yourself to name the ground.
Well, no, they can't. Because do you know why? Because them horrible people in charge of our club can't get enough money to name the grounds, and no one wants to. And you're never going to do it there. £1.5 million a year is all that club pays for the referee, the lights, the security, which isn't right because there's people getting pulled in and out of the ground.
Listen, I know you're always digging out the ground, right? I know you're digging out the ground, but I'll tell you what, you've got a decent team. If you have a decent team, you know, and you're playing decent football, you can get an atmosphere there. I've seen an atmosphere at that West Ham. I've been
there, mate. Don't get me wrong. I'm in the Bobby Moore lower, second row from the front.
So, it's toxic at the minute because the team's terrible.
On them European nights, the place was rocking.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't want to go to that ground no more. And there's people, that's just not me. I'm 46 years of age. There's people 60, 70. I was at a party this weekend, and I'm talking proper old West Ham. And do you know what? They're all selling their tickets and they don't want to go. We all go away. And do you know what? You'll never stop that because there is a real staunch West Ham base.
Yeah.
And you'll never, ever, ever stop that, whether we are in the Premier League, Championship, 1, 2, 3 or 4, whatever. You'll never stop that. But I'm telling you now, that ground, they've sold us up the road. And I personally believe if we go down, like he did at Birmingham, they'll sell the assets, they'll walk away. And I personally believe we will go down again before we come up.
What to League One?
You're not going down to League One, mate.
Pardon?
You're not going
down.
Liam.
I personally believe it.
Liam.
I'll tell you what, I've said it, honestly, I've said it for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a big club going to fall, and I never thought it would be us. But I tell you what, if we go down, I think we'll go down again. How are you going to fill that ground? How are you going to... you have to shut the top tier.
Liam?
Oh, go on.
You know, you said went to a party. What kind of party was it?
Pardon?
You went to a party last weekend, you said?
Yeah.
Whose party was it?
I went to a guy's party, staunch West Ham.
And what kind of party was it, though?
It was his 70th birthday.
Right, okay.
And that was full of West Ham.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay. Right.
And I tell you what, people are sick of it. And most of them are selling their tickets week in, week out at home. We all go away. No one wants to go to that ground no more. It's toxic.
Okay.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it is toxic there, but it's the recruitment, I think, is the biggest problem you've got. Same as Tottenham.
Same as most clubs at this
time. I mean, I see a stat today. Since January 2020, Spurs have spent more money than Arsenal.
Oh, my gosh.
And look where Arsenal are.
Wow.
It's all about recruitment. West Ham's recruitment's been terrible. So's Tottenham's. Tottenham's recruitment's awful. And that's why we're in the positions that we're in. It's all about signing the right players. You don't really... The ground, obviously, is, of course, you want a nice ground. But if you've got a top team and a decent manager, you're going to fill the ground and you're going to create an atmosphere because the team's playing well.
Like when we had Moyes.
Exactly, yeah. The usual wanted him out.
Were you Moyes in or Moyes out, Liam?
Pardon?
Were you Moyes in or Moyes out?
I tell you what, I was both.
You're both. You can't be both. How can you be both, Liam?
I tell you why. Because there was times when I thought, oh my God.
Yep.
But then there was times.
What were you thinking when you said, "Oh my God"? What were you thinking then? Moyes in or Moyes out?
Well, it was up and down. But I tell you what, I wish he was there now. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you, mate. I hear you.
All right, Liam. Thanks for the call. Let's go to John. Okay, Stokesy. He's a Spurs fan, all right? Stokesy.
Stokesy.
All right, matey. How are you?
Where you been?
Yeah, well, I've gone missing a bit like Tottenham's forwards. But I'm back. Boys, before we talk Tottenham, West Ham, it's not actually funny, it's just a fact. Jamie, I heard you say an Essex Senior Cup.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's what it was. I've mentioned it before, 1987, Eton Manor, when we was in Germany, when the quickest ever Colin got sent off in 3 seconds. But anyway, we played near, our home ground was by Chigwell. And with the Essex Senior Cup, it was all the teams who had won the league the year before all round Essex, the top teams. The game got called off for 6 weeks in a row, and it took all priorities because it was the Essex main cup. I thought it was the Essex Senior Cup, but maybe not. So I'm going back 87. 6 weeks in a row, we'd turn up every Sunday. God, if I'd known that, we could have stayed out later Saturday night, as opposed to coming in at 1 or 2 in the morning. And we had to end up playing double headers for the rest of the season, and we ended up winning the league. We was about 4th from bottom or something. It come February, because we hadn't played for 6 weeks. Had double headers, won the league again, but 6 weeks in a row it got cancelled.
Wow. 6 weeks?
And,
I used to like the old double headers. I used to like that back in the day when I was playing non-league, and the games got called off. Got to the end of the season, it was like 12 games behind everyone else.
A double header.
Playing Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. I loved it. Just straight games, 24/7.
Each way, fantastic.
Yeah, it was good stuff, mate. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Tottenham, though. Come on.
Boys, did I read? Oh, sorry, see today on the telly. Spurs have signed the Dutch.
Yeah, Heitinga, John Heitinga.
Manager.
Yeah, he's coach.
To be assistant coach?
Straight in the midfield.
Brought him in as first team coach.
That's a bit of a. Do you think has Frank Thomas asked for that, or has he been ordered to do that? Well, that's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
I know. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with Slot last season, so.
What's that?
He was with Arnie Slot at Liverpool last season.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realise that. Oh, he was. Oh, right. So is he going to have a lot more say, or what?
Well, he's a first team coach. I don't know. He'll have his ideas, but don't know. We'll see, won't we? I mean, I'm not sure if Thomas Franks wanted him or if he's been told he's having him.
That's what I mean.
We'll see. But listen, if he's a good coach and he was with Arnie Slot, he can't,
Yeah, but that don't bode well, though, does it, Jamie? If just say he doesn't want him, like if he's sort of been.
I don't think Thomas Frank would have anyone in his staff that he didn't want.
It was Ajax last year.
Hello?
It was Ajax earlier this season.
That's what I mean. That's what I thought. He's come from Ajax,
Yep.
Yeah, so listen, he might be all right.
You know what I'm more gutted about, boys? It's not on telly. It's all Tottenham.
I know.
3 o'clock kickoff, yeah.
Do you know what, right? That would be a 3 o'clock kickoff, though. That is one that you can salivate. Spurs, West Ham. That's all. Do you remember the game during COVID? Who scored? Was it Lanzini that scored?
Yeah.
An unbelievable. Remember they pulled your pants up? Bang.
He didn't pull her pants down.
He did. He got beat 2-1. I remember jumping up and down.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah, listen, it's a big game. It should be at 12:30. This one.
It should be 12. It should
What
be.
is the 12:30?
It should be. It's Man United.
We should be at 5:30 then.
Well, maybe it should be on telly. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's a telly.
Find space for it.
Yeah.
Even on a Monday night. It's a Monday night. Imagine that Monday night. Oh, beautiful.
El Crapico.
El Crapico.
All right, John. Listen, thanks for your call. I'm gonna hold Matt, the Spurs fan. He's phoned us up. He wants to have his say as well. We'll talk about Liam Rossini as well. We've got some stuff on him. 03717 22 3344. Yes, me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, giving you the sports bar. Still to come, we've got a transfer update from our man Ben Jacobs. But first, a clip of Chelsea gaffer Liam Rosenior during his Strasbourg days has resurfaced. Fair play to him, he's an excellent communicator. Particularly compelling way of using the English language, something I wish Spurs could have. Let's have a listen.
Management is making sure that you have a strong culture, that your players have rules and regulations and you manage them in the right way. In English, manage, if you split the two words, it's man, age. You're aging men.
What? You're aging men?
Inspirational stuff there from your gaffer.
You're aging men, and actually if you put management involved, you're meant to age men. Don't have a pop at me. Management. You're meant to age men.
Yeah.
What? He's right.
He is, I mean...
100% right.
Inspirational stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying it's your gaffer.
No, it's my gaffer.
Inspirational stuff, that.
Yeah, he's right.
It's aging men.
That's what you do. And then you put men, management, where you then put the men in front. You're meant to age men. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Don't have a problem with me. Just got the lines. Speak to Matt. Speak to Matt. All right, Matt.
Let's go to Matt. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Matt.
Hello, guys.
You all right, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Nice to chat to you lot. First, I want to start with Cundy. Cundy, how many slaps did you get last night, mate? Slaps. I want to hear the slaps.
Slap.
Slap. I want to hear it. I want to hear the. I want to hear the slaps. 3 of them. Slap. 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 That's it.
Yeah.
Slap. One more.
There you go.
One more for luck. That's the one. That's the one. That time he had a little bit back. But,
how are you, Matty?
Matt, listen, matey. Before you start getting too cocky, right? You support Spurs, yeah?
Yes.
You need a despondent.
Suffering.
Missy still support Chelsea?
No, don't even go down that route. Don't even go.
No,
Cundy,
well,
O'Hara, don't do that, mate.
No, Matt. Matt.
Do you know what I mean? Don't fall for that. She's pulling faces as it is here.
Can we speak to her?
No, what do you want to speak to her for? What's that? Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Up the Chels.
Up the Chels. Just give us an up the Chels.
Tell him that you definitely don't talk to Chelsea.
No.
There you go.
No.
You heard that. You heard that live.
Not convincing there, Matt, mate.
No, I'm not convinced.
Not convincing.
I'm not having it.
How about you give her the phone and you leave the room?
That's possible, but she still wouldn't do it.
No. Go on then, Matty boy. What do you want to say?
Right. So, going to O'Hara last night, he was I'll sent a clip of him because he was talking with Carlton Cole, and at that point, I didn't sort of obviously they were talking about something else, and they got onto Spurs, and then someone sent it to me and said, "Oh, you need to listen to this clip," and I heard it, and Carlton Cole said Tottenham Madras, and O'Hara went, "No, I'm not having that. We're Europa League winners." So he said you finished 17th, and O'Hara went, "Yeah, but this team's good enough to finish 7th." Did you or did you not say that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you tell me which part of this team is good enough to finish 7th, mate.
Well, Van der Ven, Romero,
Coldest. You got 11. You realise
Paulinia.
Professional. Yeah. You need 11 players.
Oh, I know you need 11, but
you need goal scorers to finish 7th. We finished 17th last year, and with no centre half, proper centre half. Because remember, we got bluffed with that Dragulson that apparently he turned down Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
That story.
Yeah, he wants out now.
Yeah, of course. We always get told that those sort of rubbish. But the fact is that at the end of the day, you know, and I know that right now we've got less points with Romero and Van der Ven in that side that has played all season, 2 home wins out of 10 games, and we've got less points now than we did have last season at this stage. So don't tell me, because we finished 17th, so that tells you where you finish in the league is.
But Matty, what I was saying is I think this team could finish 7th. Thomas Frank needs to show more. That was my argument.
What?
Yeah, because Carlton Cole was saying, no, you need to give Thomas Frank time. You need to give him, a good amount of years and let him build a team. And I said, I need to see more. If I'm going to hang my hat on a manager, and because I want to give a manager time, I need to see more that Thomas Frank is that person.
So which part of Thomas Frank, because I'll be honest with you, the guy has proved it in this period, that let's be honest, Keith Andrews, right? And you guys and half of the country said Brentford are going down.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that guy has now showed that actually he's finished in a better position than Thomas Frank had them last year with less players.
Mm.
Now, the reality is Thomas Frank isn't a top 10 manager in my book. When it comes to the bigger end of clubs, he's going to struggle. And you could see the way he chews gum and his eyeballs like golf balls at the time on the football field when he's looking at that team. Granted, his team's not good enough.
Yeah.
He's got a goalkeeper that's like Caitlin, like my missus says, comes for crosses and misses, like bit like the Chelsea one, because he's just as bad as him, to be honest. But fair play to his save last night. But other than that, the goalkeeper.
Can I add to this? Right, I heard that part of the show last night when Jay was saying that, and I owe everyone an apology. When Jay said they're good enough to finish 7th, I thought he said 7th from bottom.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Shut up, mate. You weren't even on the show.
No, I listened to the show on the way back.
No, but you weren't even on the show.
I swear you said I swear you said.
Shut up, mate. Shut up.
Jay, no, I agree with you.
On the
Jay,
show.
Jay, I was listening to you last night on the way home, and when you said we're good enough to finish 7th.
Matt, look, at the end of the day. No, Matty, listen. End of the day,
I don't know what you
Thomas Frank needs to do better. Do I think he's good enough? I don't know. I'm starting. No, maybe not. But the team ain't good enough.
What you got? You got like I said, you got a striker there who's thankfully injured. He's like a fourth Puma, and he's happened to be the best one we got there. But the reality is, this is the reality. This is where our problem lies. And thank God, change for Tottenham is out again on Saturday, because it needs to be done, because this board needs to go. We don't want them no more, because we thought Levy was the problem. He was the problem. We got him out. Now he's the next. These are a lot of the next ones. And the problem lies that we had fans there on Saturday, and I was absolutely, I was shocked to see that when that, I don't even know what he was, but come on as a striker with his big fat gloves on. Yeah. For half an hour, everybody got up when he come on and cheered like as if we had Harry Kane back. And he come, and all he did was done what he usually does, plays with his back towards goal. And we're relying on that, and the fans are cheering like, come and be our saviour. And the guy's clearly not good enough. And that's the problem at our football club. We keep going for the cheap price. And I want to talk about Conor Gallagher, right? Because I heard from Jason Cundy that he's a great signing. It's a good signing, not a great signing. A great signing is an upper level. But the thing is with Conor Gallagher, this is my take. This guy wasn't going to come to Tottenham. This guy was going to go to Aston Villa. I don't know what the violins are on, because I know the guy that puts the violins on as well, you know, because I've met him. So you want to tell him, because I want to see him soon, take that off. Right. So he's turning out. So Conor Gallagher, right, was going to go to Villa. If that guy's got ambition, he'll go to somewhere that actually they're doing well, not come to Tottenham. He's come to Tottenham for a reason. Looking at that team, he wants to stay in London. He wants the easy option, and he wants to get back in the English squad.
Matt,
and then what makes it worse? Listen to this. And what makes it worse? And I know that the club has done this. These guys are paid over the odds of what Aston Villa was going to pay, just to stump them, to bring him here so that they can appease the fans.
Isn't that what they need to do?
No, but in the right way. In the right way.
What do you mean?
Listen, because when I wanted you to get Grealish, and you was I don't even want to say it.
Be careful, Matt. Matt, be careful.
Yeah, but we got done by Arsenal over Eze, and we've done the same thing to Aston Villa.
Why didn't you go and get Gibbs White?
That's what I'm saying. Well, Gibbs White was a bit of a battle, but you know,
Eze, go and get Eze. Can you get Eze?
No, but listen, Eze was used as a.
What about Willian? When you go and get Willian?
No, but that's another story. But Eze was used as bait to go to Arsenal. But that's not the issue. The issue is the club hasn't got ambition. The club does not show no.
Matt,
ambition.
let me ask you a question before you go.
Go on.
Do you think you're good enough to finish 7th bottom?
I think looking at the rest of them, I think they are. Yeah, but that's it. Look at the model at Brighton, right? Listen, look at that model at Brighton.
Imagine going for a drink. Can you imagine going for a couple of pints with Matt? Imagine what it'd be like. Right? You'd sit there, right? You'd be halfway through your third pint and Matt wouldn't have touched a drop. Matt, you still there?
I said to Majestic last week, I'll take you boys out for dinner.
Matt, I'd love to go for a pint with you.
I said to Majestic last week when he come to see me, I'll take you all out for dinner, mate.
Right. What do you mean all of us?
I'll take you all for a nice Turkish.
Nice Turkish. Matty, well, let's see you at the weekend. I want to hear from you on Saturday because we have got West Ham, and that is a massive game. El Sakico, they're calling it. Right, we're going to move on. And we're going to see where Callum Wilson could be off to January as our man Ben Jacobs coming on next. You listen to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. You're going to bring you tomorrow's back pages. Simon Johnson coming up. Time now, though. Have a look at some of the latest transfer rumours with talkSPORT Bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Stay on the ball with our safer gambling tools. Find out more at talksportbet.com. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Right, to help take us through it, our transfer guru, Ben Jacobs. Right, Ben?
Benny boy.
Evening, gents. How are you?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Let's crack straight on. The latest on West Ham forward Callum Wilson.
Yeah, so Callum Wilson is expected to leave West Ham. Most likely scenario, he terminates his contract rather than anybody makes an offer. And that might make his overall package a little bit more affordable. Now, in the last 48 hours, Celtic have made a formal inquiry on the player side to basically understand, does Wilson want to go to Scotland and how much would they have to pay? But there's other clubs in the mix as well. I am told that Burnley, Leicester held an internal conversation along the same lines as Celtic, trying to understand whether the wage is too high. And then in Saudi Arabia, Al Ittifaq and Al Shabab have looked in the past, and I'm told Al Shabab might be prepared to move as well. And of course, if West Ham and Wilson terminate, then he's not bound by the dates of this window, maybe giving him a bit more time to find a club. But the latest news on Callum Wilson is expected to leave West Ham, and Celtic, the latest club to make an initial inquiry.
At Bournemouth, the race to sign the forward Vasco da Gama, a teenager striker Ryan to replace Semenya. What's the latest on this?
Yeah, a little bit of exclusive news. In fact, right now, I can tell you that the player has agreed a 5-year contract with Bournemouth and wants the move, but club to club still has some work to do. Some Brazilian sources tell me that Vasco da Gama want a fee close to 50 million euros, but that's been countered by others on the Bournemouth side that say it's more like 35 million euros. Either way, Bournemouth don't plan to pay either of those numbers. So let's see whether a club-to-club agreement ends up being put in place. Bournemouth prepared to be patient. They know the player wants the move. And in essence, he is a long-term replacement to Antoine Semenya. And if he signs, the expectation is no loan back, no patience before he arrives, no loan out to another club. I think Bournemouth feel he might be ready for Premier League action, a little bit like Esteval William, perhaps not with the same reputation, similar age, right kind of profile, and it would allow Bournemouth to fill the void left by Antoine Semenya, who of course joined Manchester City.
Okay, all right. Chelsea, in the market for a defender. Who's on the radar?
Yeah, it's fascinating. Keen to get Jason's thoughts on this as well, because remember, Enzo Maresca, when Levi Colwill got injured, wanted a defender, a centre-back in particular, and Chelsea's collaborative recruitment team said no. Enzo Maresca goes. There was some frustration over recruitment as well as issues between Maresca and the medical department on top. And within 2 weeks of Lee Rosenior coming in, Chelsea now are prepared to sign another defender, whether an out-and-out centre-back or a full-back centre-back that adds a bit more versatility. Now, the basic strategy, I'm told, is that if they sign someone now, it will not be short-termist. It'll be more about bringing forwards a summer signing. But it does appear like Chelsea are prepared to do something right now. And it'd be interesting to see if they go down a more experienced route or a younger kind of profile with Jeremy Jacquet, one of the players on their radar.
I think part of that issue was the fact that it might have stunted the growth of Josh Achimpong, and you know, I don't know how much you boys have seen him. He's going to be a hell of a player, this boy, but still young. And I think that pathway. But when Levi Colwill picked up the injury, it did feel as though we might have been in terms of quality. But Josh played last night. He's going to be a hell of a player. And that I don't know what your understanding is there, Ben, but that's what I heard, that they were worried that bringing an experienced player would stop that pathway through long term for him.
Yeah, so Josh Achimpong has interest long term if the door ever opens from Man City and also Bayern Munich.
No, not get rid of him. Don't sell him, Ben.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Chelsea's...
No, Benny boy. No. I'm saying that. Why are you trying to sell him, Ben?
I'm not trying to sell him. I'm just saying he's sellable, which tells you Chelsea are doing a good job with developing him.
Don't
so
sell him.
Chelsea's perspective is not for sale.
Right.
But of course, if every single defender they've got is not for sale, some will be unhappy and maybe look for longer term moves. Right now, I don't think anyone stands a prayer of getting Josh Achimpong. But in the long run, he'll see what kind of game time he gets at the football club and make an assessment, as of course will others as well. But my feeling is if Chelsea are to add a defender, it may either be someone that can play centre-back, left-back, or a true two-sided centre-back, right and left, to allow them that versatility to rotate and as a consequence protect the pathway and opportunities for a player like Achimpong. And then of course we know Chelsea still rate Tosin as a leader and as a squad player. Benoit Badiashil's development is seen as on track. Levi Colwell will come back. Wesley Fofana is there. Joel Hatto was signed as a left-sided centre-back or a left-back as well. So another consideration in all of this is if Reece James, like under Enzo Maresca, is half and half hybrid midfielder, maybe there's the possibility to bring in a right-sided centre-back / right-back if they feel that Reece James needs some other squad depth or Liam Rossini is going to push him into midfield.
Okay. All right, what about my team Spurs? Who are we signing?
Well, 2 through the door. So Sousa's passed his medical now, the young Brazilian left-back who will join from Santos, an exclusive that we broke on talkSPORT. Fee is £30 million. And then on top of that, obviously, Conor Gallagher's come through the door for €40 million or £34 million, 5.5-year deal. Now, I'm told that Tottenham are still looking at 2 other areas. One is the left side. And we know that in the summer, they looked at Savinho and to an extent, Jan Diamande, and he's still on their radar now. Magnus Dalglish is the other one that I think Tottenham might go for if they're to add a left-sided player between now and when the window shuts. And a number 9 could be on the radar as well. And again, a little bit of breaking news here. A lot of the noise, and rightly so, has been about Aston Villa and Tammy Abraham, but don't be surprised if Tottenham give due consideration to that particular target too. And remember, the last time Tottenham went up against Aston Villa in a transfer, Villa thought they'd got Gallagher, and he ended up moving to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Well, I like Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I definitely have him, for sure.
Yeah, I like Tam.
All right.
Bring him back.
Bring him back to a proper club. What about Wolves? Well, I'm guessing they're trying to keep themselves in the Premier League. That's not going to happen, but I guess the players they're going to look at have to be prepared to play Championship football.
Yeah, or they have to offload players now at a higher valuation, knowing that people will lowball them during the summer. And I think there's a realistic possibility that one of Wolves' 2 most sellable assets go between now and February the 2nd, Jorgen Strand-Larsen or João Gomez. If you'd have asked me at the beginning of the window, I would have said Strand-Larsen goes and João Gomez stays because there was so much interest in Strand-Larsen. But Nottingham Forest are prioritising Mehdi Taremi, who's at their sister club Olympiacos. And West Ham, who inquired about Jorgen Strand-Larsen, were put off by the asking price, about £40 million. And his form in the Premier League has obviously not been that strong. So that's quite a big outlay. And it wouldn't at all surprise me if Wolves don't drop their asking price, if Strand-Larsen sees out the season now. But João Gomez is drawing significant interest. And there's 2 clubs in Europe in particular. One is Atletico Madrid. The other is Napoli. And there's a fair chance that Wolves receive a bid from one or both. In excess of £40 million would be given due consideration. So that's going to be one to watch between now and the end of the winter window.
Ben, what other transfer tittle-tattle have you got for us?
A little bit of tittle-tattle, I think, developing around Manchester United, simply because, as it stands, Jim Ratcliffe and Joel and Avram Glazer have come to Manchester for an ExCo meeting that would normally take place in Monaco. And the feeling is that they will use that time in Manchester with Michael Carrick to see whether there's any opportunism potentially within the market. So that might be one to take a little bit of a look at over the course of the coming days. And then I'm told also still to keep an eye on Leeds United. They signed Facundo Buonanotte today, and that was basically getting a loan over the line they thought they'd done in the summer, but Chelsea hijacked it. And now, because he's not getting enough minutes at Stamford Bridge, he returned to Brighton and went straight to Leeds. But Leeds are still in the market and looking for another defender or even a defensive midfielder. And I'd also keep an eye on West Ham. We mentioned Callum Wilson as an outgoing right at the top. But think about goalkeeper as well for West Ham United, because they've made an exploratory inquiry for Philip Jorgensen at Chelsea. Jorgensen wants to go on loan because he feels like he could be Denmark's number 1 if they make the World Cup. Chelsea will only permanently sell or nothing, and they're happy with their goalkeepers. But it's not just Philip Jorgensen. Stefan Ortega has also been offered to West Ham United. So even though they got 2 goalkeepers through the door in the summer, it looks like they're still in the market for a number 1.
Okay. Ben, you're a star, mate. Top
Cheers,
man,
Benny boy.
as always.
Cheers, guys.
That was a look at the latest action thanks to talkSPORT Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Begin
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Stay on the ball with our safer gambling tools. Find out more at talksportbet.com. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Right, coming up next, we've got Simon Johnson and we've got the back pages. Right, we've got back pages coming up. But first, with the Super Bowl fast approaching, talkSPORT giving you, and mate, the chance to be there live in action. There's only 1 week left to enter. You could win the tickets to the Super Bowl on Sunday the 8th of Feb, plus return flights to San Francisco, 3 nights accommodation, and spending money in a few weeks. You could be ticking off the Super Bowl and exploring San Fran. Sounds pretty good, right? Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close next Thursday, 2026 at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN 83338 now. Let's do back pages. Simon Johnson.
Hello, everybody.
Here he is. How are you, Si?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing my annual try and lose £1.
Yeah. Where'd you lose it? Drop it.
I've lost about 0.1 of a pound at the moment. But you know, whatever I can do to help, Jamie. What are you doing? Are you doing anything special?
Well, I've just been on my stag do, mate. So to be honest, I ain't done anything apart from drink vodka.
Where was my invite?
Yeah, I sent it to you. It got lost in Cundy's message box.
I bet it was a good one though.
Yeah, it was messy. It was messy. I'm not on the back pages, which is good.
Or the front, more importantly.
Inside cover you got to worry about.
I think we might be doing a read on it, but anyway, on to other things.
Let's get into it. England's players told they need social skills to make squad.
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel, it feels like sending a little bit of a message to those that want to be part of the World Cup squad in the summer. He says it's not just about talent alone. He says it's very important that it's also what we need from a player. What are the social skills of a player? Is he a good teammate? Can he support in his role if his role is maybe just a supporting role? Now, there'll be all kinds of people reading into these quotes and who he might be sending that message to. There was obviously, there's been a lot of noise around Jude Bellingham in recent England camps for one reason or another, whether that's been media-driven or things that have gone on elsewhere. But yeah, I think Tuchel, I get where he's coming from. He wants to make sure that it's a happy camp and that people are there. I think he even sort of talks about he doesn't want someone sort of asking if a team's in the last 16 or are we going home soon kind of thing because they're homesick. So it totally makes sense because it's going to be a tough World Cup with the heat of the US and the demands it's going to put on the players and the pressure and so on. So he's getting his message out there that he wants everyone together and as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, we often hear that. I think Southgate kind of did that as well, didn't he? I think the expression was being good tourists because some players... Yeah. And I think Henderson falls into that category maybe as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's that's been the sort of the noise around his inclusion, despite obviously not being sort of the player he once was, although he's still doing pretty well for Brentford. But I think it's also important in club football, isn't it, to sort of have those characters in the dressing room, even if they maybe not be playing as much. Just to sort of keep everyone together, keep everyone's spirits up. It doesn't get as many headlines as someone that scores a hat trick, but it is very, very important, especially when the team's away from home and you can sort of struggle to perhaps cope with how your game's going or you're struggling to fit in or whatever. To have someone there to get everyone going is very, very important.
Indeed. Back page of the Sun, 50 million Man United black hole summons up Glazers jetting the talks with Ratcliffe.
Yeah, there's a monthly meeting, as the Sun report, of the executive committee. And normally, or the plan was initially to hold it near Sir Jim Ratcliffe's home in Monaco. But given recent events and Michael Carrick just starting out as in his role as interim, they've all jetted in for the talks at Manchester United itself. And yeah, I think that's understandable, especially with very high-profile game to start off with the Manchester derby this weekend. I mean, good luck to Michael Carrick, quite frankly. I mean, this is. I mean, hiding to nothing springs to mind a little bit. I mean, he's taking over a sort of very average squad that is it's underachieved and basically been told, oh, you've only got a few months to sort of put a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. But look, there is an opportunity to get Manchester United into the Champions League. That's the one carrot, but it's going to be difficult for sure.
Okay. Moving on, Rossignol offers no guarantees to Sanchez after Arsenal blunders.
Yeah, he was asked. I was at his press conference earlier today, and of course, Rob Sanchez turned into old Rob Sanchez. To be fair, he's actually had a really good season. Been one of Chelsea's best players, although some might argue that that's not saying much, given how things have gone lately. But last night, he was definitely at fault for the opening 2 goals that Arsenal scored, and it was the Sanchez that we saw at Chelsea for the first 18 months. And Rossignol was asked, is he still your number one? And he says, I'm here to assess every position. I don't have number ones and number twos. Every club, there has to be competition. You have to earn your spot in the team. Now, I think there is an element of politics about this because the number 2 at Chelsea, Philip Jorgensen, I don't think he's too happy at the club and would ideally like to leave this window for more game time. So this, I think, is also an element of I reckon, trying to keep Jorgensen on side that, you will get a chance to play under me, which does make sense if you're a new manager coming in. But I still think Sanchez is going to be Chelsea's number one.
Back page of the Times, we just spoke about it. Tammy Abraham looks like he may well potentially be coming back to the Premier League. Villa on the back page of the Times are close apparently to signing him.
Yeah, and it sounds like the length of contract, as the Times report, is the key, that they're prepared to offer a 4.5-year deal, which isn't bad for a 28-year-old. That gives that sort of bit of assurance to Abraham. And of course, he also knows Aston Villa very well anyway. He was sent there on loan when he was a Chelsea player and did very well there, helping them get promoted in 2018-19 from the Championship. So it will be like sort of not coming home as such, but very coming back to familiar surroundings. And also what an attractive proposition Aston Villa are right now. You know, he could.
Haven't they just sold Mullen though?
Yeah, I think he's just been offloaded. Yeah, but I think at the same time Abraham is. I think Mullen's gone on loan, isn't he? If memory serves, but Abraham is. He's gone on loan, yeah, is someone that is, he's played for a number of decent clubs that are at a high level, both in this. He's currently on loan, by the way. This is the one complication. He's currently on loan from Roma at Besiktas. And Besiktas have triggered an option to buy him permanently. So there's going to be some sort of negotiation required for Villa still to get this deal over the line. But it sounds pretty promising.
Andy Robertson is all over the back pages. Andy to barter for 10. That's on the Daily Express. Decade at Anfield is Robbo aim. But his contract's up in 5 months, yeah?
Yeah, but he's obviously got this target in mind, and what a servant he's been for Liverpool. No wonder he wants to stick around as well, because Liverpool's shown some signs of revival. Easy for me to say. Perhaps I should end dry January. So they're showing some signs of revival lately, and Robertson, of course, Kirkes was brought in essentially as his replacement, but I'm not sure Kirkes has really lived up to the billing, and certainly not filled Robertson's boots of late.
Okay. What else have we got here? I'm just looking.
So there's a rugby story. England's prop injury crisis, says the Times.
Yeah, I was going to go with Vicky So Slick. Okay. I know you guys love a rugby story.
Yeah, go on.
So I concentrated on football, to be honest with you. Vicky So Slick. This is Saliba backing Gyökeres. Of course, he got back on the score sheet against Chelsea last night with that gift from Robert Sanchez. He's only scored 8 goals in all competitions. That was his first non-penalty goal since November the 1st. But Saliba's backing him to keep on scoring. And he said, I'm not worried about him. But I think there's a few Arsenal fans, despite everything going so well so far this season, that are still a bit worried about him, because having sort of signed, he was the big money buy, the big centre forward that they hoped would be the main man for years to come, cost over £55 million. 8 goals all competitions is not quite matched the 68 goals and 66 league games for Sporting that he managed.
All right, okay. Try your star, mate. See you later.
Top man, cheers.
Guys.
Have a good weekend, bud.
All right, those are your back pages. Right, we're going to see what Goldstein had to say about stag do's next in the rest of talkSPORT coming up.